Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ash. So I did this makeup look today on Facebook Live. I went live on my page, so if you're not part of my page, go ahead and give it a like. It's AllThatAsh, the same name as my channel. I'll go ahead and also leave a link in the description and stuff. But I woke up today and I just wanted to do something colorful. I wanted some orange, I wanted some pink, I wanted some purple. I couldn't make up my mind, so I just put all of them on my eyes. I was thinking about doing a video. If you do want to see how I got this look, you could either go watch live or I could do just a shorter version. Let me know in the comments. I might, because I actually really like this look, so I kind of want to film it also. But anyways, or idea, I'll do something else, but I'm going to try to post it either way. So today I wanted to do a story time. I have had a list of things that I wanted to do videos on. I wanted to do story times and everything else. And after all this time, I'm finally going to do it. So today's story is I found out my ex is gay. So blew my mind. There was a few things that happened to where I kind of questioned what was going on, but I just, of course, it was just something that I kind of was like, all right, whatever, and just left alone. I also know different men who are straight but do metrosexual things. Sorry, the baby's in the background. But like my old boss, he used to get pedicures, and I mean, he was so secure in his sexuality, he would get pink nail polish and everything, with designs and stuff on the big toe. He would just do it just to do it because he could. But he loved women, and I knew he loved women, and it was just something eccentric that he would do. So, certain things like that. But the specific relationship I'm talking about, I was engaged to him for 6 years, okay? Off and on. And when I first met him, he was pretty cool, he was a cool guy and everything like that. And he was a real pretty boy. And he was a bodybuilder and stuff. And so, I definitely feel like I went for the looks more so than kind of how he was. But he was smooth. I hated it. And I was working at Wendy's. And so he'd come through the drive-thru. And I was just like, oh, hey, and he ordered half the menu. And so I was expecting the car to be full of people. So when it was just him, I was all, what the fuck? Is that all for you? He's all, yeah. And I was, oh, okay. And it just kind of made me laugh. I'm like, damn, you eat a lot of food. I don't remember when the first few things started to happen, but I remember one day specifically, I was in the bathroom, and I've always loved makeup. I've always played with makeup and everything. So it was after we'd been together for probably a year or so. And he started to get mean, and he started to kind of just, I don't know, kind of show some symptoms maybe he might have been cheating on me. But at the same time, how was I going to catch him? How would I know? So I feel we've always been open with phones and stuff, so I never really seen anything. But when he would go to the gym and work out, he's a bodybuilder, so he would be gone for 2-3 hours at the gym. Well, there was one day where I was at home, I was in the bathroom, I was getting ready, and I was doing my eyeshadow. And I still remember to this day, the eyeshadow palette I was using was from BH Cosmetics or something. It was a little fold open one that had face stuff in the center, and it had little tiny circles of eyeshadow on the sides. So I was using a blue eyeshadow, and there was a metallic one, and then there was a matte one. And I sat there, and I'd only done one eye, and he was just kind of like, can I try that? Can I try and just, do the other side? So I was like, that's weird. Okay, sure. Whatever. So I started laughing because, he sat there, and there's those videos that are out on YouTube, boyfriend does my makeup and blah, blah, blah. And they completely botch your face, or, they kind of do maybe a semi good job because they watch you do it. Or they see you do it so many times if you're always doing your makeup. So they can kind of know what you want to look like. But I don't know. This was just different. He literally did my eyeshadow. I did my eyeshadow. So I was like, what the, it's weird to me that you're so good at this, but at the same time, then I started thinking like there's straight men that do women's hair, there's straight men that do makeup, they just know skin, or they just know beauty, or they just know about certain things and it interests them, or they're good at it, or I don't know. I've never really asked, but there was also like a guy that used to do my nails, and he was super, super straight. Like his lady, I think, was one of the other nail techs that was in the shop, but he did nails bomb, you know what I mean? But it's like, he was a guy, so you don't expect that stuff. He had did my shadow literally as good as I did my shadow, okay? And it was like a red flag. Like, what the fuck? Like, just all I saw was what the fuck in my brain. Like, are you serious right now? So kind of kept that in the back of my mind, but never really mentioned anything outside of that. So fast forward, I want to say like another year that we were together. At this point, we started to go back and forth. So we weren't like consistently in a relationship. I mean, I feel like we would go back and forth a lot. So it's kind of like we'd be fine Monday through maybe Thursday, and then he'd pick a fight with me on Friday. We'd be arguing all weekend, and then maybe like Sunday night, Monday morning, he'd be like, I'm sorry, or like something stupid, you know? So he'd be out doing dumb shit on the fucking weekends. And I knew it. I wasn't stupid, you know what I mean? But it doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make it, you know, better, you know, when you like know. So I started to like pick up on that, and I didn't like it, and I'd get frustrated, I'd get pissed off, and then, you know, I'd continue fighting with him. Like, if you're gonna fight with me all weekend, no, you're gonna fight with me all freaking week, because that's not okay. Like, the weekend, we're both off weekends and stuff, so why do you always have some kind of an issue with me? So that's when I started thinking like, oh, okay, he's definitely like talking to somebody else or messing with somebody else. And I don't know, so I started to like snoop through stuff, right? So he had his laptop that he would like take to work, or that he would keep with him at home, or, you know, it was somewhere by him a lot of the time. Well, I don't remember. Oh, I was at his job, and I was upstairs. It was like a little house downtown that they turned into, you know, a little office. And I ended up going upstairs, and his laptop was upstairs next to the bed. So I started to like look around and, you know, see like what was on there, you know, and he saved a porn video of a she-male. So it was a woman who had a dick. And I was like, this is not normal. This is definitely not normal. Like, I didn't even know they had porn like that. Like, are you serious? I thought porn was just the same, you know? I didn't know a lot about it. So I was tripping the fuck out. Like, you saved this video to your laptop, and it's of a woman with a penis. Like, it made me completely uncomfortable. So on top of the number one red flag, which was he could do my makeup just as good as I could do my makeup, that was flag number one. Flag number two, there's a porn video of a woman who has a penis, and that was just awkward as fuck for me. Like, I when I think back, I'm like, that should have done it for me. Like, I should have known maybe right there, because I mean, I had a homegirl who told me that she kind of understands that, because you get like the womanly aspect, like you look like a woman, you have boobs, you have ass, you have, you know, the woman body, but then you also have a penis. So there's just kind of, I guess, that extra excitement or something. She literally said to me, like, I don't know, it kind of turns me on, because like there's a penis that I could use, but there's also like a womanly body. So she just, I don't know, she liked it. And I mean, I'm not one to judge, so I don't care if that's what you like, that's what you like, cool. But I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, all right, cool. But other than that, I didn't think anything of it. So I just kind of left it at that. So that was flag number two that went off in my brain, okay? So then, I don't remember how much time in, I want to say maybe like year number 3, we were hanging out at his family's house. So he has a cousin, and that was like his bro. They were like besties. So I'd always go with him to their house on the weekends, and they'd drink and they'd smoke and they'd, you know, do whatever they would do when they would take trips to the bathroom. I'm gonna leave that to imagination because it could have been anything. But so I'm gonna just say I've never talked about this with my husband over here, so he's listening to all this for the first time. And his face, the faces he's making, and just his reaction to listening to the story is just funny. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah. Well, I just remember one time where they were talking about people from the past, and they were talking about homies they had, and, you know, certain people that, you know, just catching up, you know, the chisme, the gossip, like just, you know, oh, I seen so-and-so the other day, and, you know, they said this and they said that. So they were on like that conversation, that type of thing. Well, apparently there's somebody that they all knew who was like an openly gay guy that they'd known for a while. And, you know, my boyfriend at the time was like, oh yeah, that guy, every time, oh my gosh, whenever he was in the same room, he would just be so in love with me. And he was like, you know, he'd always make passes at me, and he always wanted to kiss me. He'd always just say, one day I'm going to kiss you. One day I'm going to get you. And I'm like, why would you say that? Like, even if that was something that he said, like, that's weird. And you're just throwing it out there like that. Like, that's just weird, right? So I didn't like that shit, and that pissed me off. That night I definitely got into a fight with him about it, because I'm like, why would I want to hear that? You know what I mean? Like, that's freaking gross. I don't want to hear about another man that wants to kiss my man. Like, that's just, I don't know. It was disrespectful, but it was just also just gross to me. Like, I'm in a whole relationship with you, and you want to talk to me about some guy that wants to fucking kiss you. Like, that's just gross. Like, shut up. So I was super pissed off. So like I said, as we got into a fight, the baby's over here in the corner, like messing with the belts that are like hanging down. So he's over here just in his own world, screaming and all that stuff. So I'm sorry. But yeah, so then, between year 3 and 4, he started to get really, really aggressive and really like angry and mean and violent. And I couldn't understand it, you know? And now I understand, because there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of frustration that people go through when they're not themselves, and they can't be themselves, and they can't just be who they are. So, you guys know my friend Pelon. Well, I would always hang out with him, always. And so he knew my ex, and he hated him. I don't know why he hated Pelon, but he hated him. And when we look back on it, and, you know, I had mentioned something to Pelon about it, and he's just like, he's gay. Like, he's gay. And I got mad. I'm like, are you serious? You're really just going to tell me straight up he's gay? He's like, honey, I'm gay. I know. I just know. And he fucking hates me because he wants to be with me, or because he wants to do something, or whatever. And so I'm just like, that's weird. Okay, but that's like red flag number 3 or number 4. So a gay person telling you that he's gay. So that was just another thing. And he started to lash out at me and started to just, you know, call me names, you know, call me all out of my name, call me a bitch, call me this, call me that, blah, 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 blah. You know, so then everything started to be a fight. Like, it was constantly a fight. And then the moment that I would like say something or, you know, respond back, it'd be like, oh, well, my name is on the lease, so you can just move out. You can just get out. So I ended up starting to have to uproot my life every time he got mad at me. And it started to become really unfair, you know? Sometimes, you know, I have a mouth on me. Sometimes I just get smart and I might say some shit, but it shouldn't escalate to the point that it did. You know what I mean? Nothing ever really got that bad to where you should just call me out of my name, or to where you should just, you know, treat me like I'm trash. Like, what the hell, you know? Like, I thought we were supposed to be like in a relationship based on love. Like, you should show me love, not show me hate. So he started to like make fun of me when we were around people. He would start saying like, you know, something about my teeth and like the fact that they're large. Or he would say something about my skin or my hair. Like, I don't know. He just started to get really, really offensive and started to like embarrass me. And, you know, the people that we would be around would look at me and be like, he's just going to sit here and like talk about you. And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, I honestly don't. But I'm not going to sit here and just get into a full-blown fight right in front of you guys. Like, if this is how he wants to act, he's showing his ass right now. I'm sitting here watching everything that's happening. We'll see what he says when you guys aren't here anymore. So I started to really realize, like, okay, there's a deeper problem. There is something that is seriously going on with him that I don't know about, you know? Like, there's no reason you should just be this angry, just to be this angry. You know, when I know that I haven't said anything, when I haven't done anything, when I haven't gone anywhere for anything to happen, and you're just lashing out at me, you're just coming home angry. Like, obviously there's either another woman or you're dealing with some bullshit and you're just not talking to me about it. So I just kind of started to just see it for what it was. And little by little, I started to just kind of like separate myself. I started to really like focus on me and, you know, really want to get my own place to where I don't have to worry about somebody taking my home from me. I want to make sure that all my bills and stuff are paid and that I have enough money to do this or I have enough money for that, and everything to where he couldn't come at me like as if I needed him, you know? So that was one thing that would hurt a lot too, is he would always kind of mention to me that like I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. Like, what are you gonna do? My name is on the lease. My name is on this. Like, you know, if you don't like it, you could leave, but you're not gonna have anything. So it was just really messed up on so many levels. But back at, you know, what I was talking about. So the next thing that I had noticed was when we started hanging out with my family. I have a cousin who, you know, she had gotten married and all that stuff. And, you know, he's wonderful. I love them so much. And so when we'd go and hang out with them, that's my girl, you know. And I'm obviously not mentioning names so that, you know, like for their sake. But one of my cousins, I love her to death. She lives over here by me. I would hang out with her and, you know, her husband and stuff, and I'd bring him with me. And he started making comments to her husband to where they didn't want to hang out with us. My cousin would text me and be like, yo, so he said this, and that to my husband. Like, do you know what that's about? Like, my husband's starting to get uncomfortable. Like, he doesn't like, you know, this and that. Like, he's touching on him and he's saying, oh, handsome, you're so handsome. And like, just getting a little too friendly or a little too touchy-feely, you know, to where it was uncomfortable for my cousin, you know, her husband. He's my cousin because they're married. So he was just really starting to get uncomfortable. And then that's when I was really like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Because now I can't even hang out with my family and like bring you with me because of something that you were doing. What is going on? So the last big fight that I had with him, I ended up going to jail because I smacked the fuck out of him and he lied on me to the cops. So he was out working the night before and he got into a fight with the person he was trying to arrest and they fucked him up pretty bad. So when I got into a fight with him and started to smack him and do all that other shit and everything, and then he called the cops, he looked really bad. He looked really bad. I wish that I could take credit for all messed up as he was, but I didn't do all of it. But he lied and said that I did. So they're like, well, you know, we got to take you and blah blah, we have to take somebody and yada yada yada. So I ended up going to jail. And that was where it shouldn't have gone that far, but that was really where I finally was like, all right, I'm done. Like, I cannot do this anymore. I've tried to work it out with you. I've tried to do, you know, everything that I could to support you, to like, let you know that I'm here for you emotionally, to let you know that you could talk to me, you could come to me. Like, I'm literally here to help in any way. Like, I'm not trying for us to like live like this still. You know what I mean? Like, just let me know what's going on. And he couldn't. So once it got to that point, I just absolutely had to go. I had to realize that he just did not care about me, about my future, about anything, how this could affect my future and everything. Like, after that had happened, I literally got my shit together. Like, I got my own apartment. I already had my own car and stuff like that, but I really got my own place, started to focus on my money, on my bills, on what I wanted, what I needed, where I needed to go, etc., and how I was going to get there. So I literally got my fucking life together with the quickness. I'm no longer going to give this man control of my home, of my finances, of my freedom. You know what I mean? I'm no longer going to be like a slave to this relationship because obviously, you know, I'm not shit in it and I'm not going to sit here and just feel this way the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I don't care that I accepted a ring. I don't care that you proposed to me. I don't care about any of that. If you're not going to treat me well, then I'm gone. I know my worth. I know what I bring to the table. So I was done. He started showing up in the middle of the night, banging on my freaking door. He would be drunk out of his mind, coked out of his mind. He would be banging on my freaking door at like 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I used to work from like 6 a.m. to 2:30 at my old job when I was, years ago. And he would literally be in the parking lot. When I was going downstairs to get into my car, he'd be circling the fucking parking lot before, like, waiting for me to come out. It was so fucking scary. He is like triple my size. So he obviously didn't care about putting his hands on me. So what are you here for at 5 in the morning, before I have to head to work, like circling the parking lot? Like, are you trying to beat my ass? Are you trying to kidnap me? Are you going to force me to do something? Are you going to I don't know. He was crazy and he was different. And, I really wish that he would have opened up so that way he could have gotten the help that he needed, at least in that aspect. But once we really, really stopped being together and I cut him off and stopped talking to him, that's when he got to be himself. I feel like he was using me as like this facade, this cover for his life. You know what I mean? And his mom was a nightmare. So him coming out and being himself to his mom, I can only imagine how terrifying that would have been for him. You know what I mean? So he had to live this whole fake life with somebody that he pretended to love and care about to keep everything else calm and sane. You know what I mean? Nobody would be asking questions because they know about me. Nobody would be assuming anything because they know about me. They know that he's at home, he has a relationship, he wants to get married, he wants to have kids, he wants to have this whole life. So nobody would ever think that he's living undercover. So it started to make sense when when I got pregnant. Like, I didn't talk to him for years, and he kept popping up, and just being like, hey and hi, and I'm just like, fuck you, dude. Like, no, don't pop up like we're homies, don't pop up like we're cool, you know what I'm saying? But the moment that I got pregnant and I was focused on my son and I was focused on how I was gonna be a mom and all that stuff, I just no longer cared. So when he had messaged me, I remember being in the grocery store. I was walking through the grocery store with my big old belly and I'm getting vegetables and all this stuff, and he messaged me and he's like, hey, how are you? And I'm just like, I'm good. Like, what's up? It's pretty late for you to be hitting me up. What the fuck do you want? And he's like, oh, nothing, and I'm just at home and I'm playing with my helicopters. And he starts telling me about just how he makes all this money and he has his own business now and he has all these toys and all this stuff. So he starts sending me pictures of him building helicopters, of his new car, of this, that, and the other. So I feel like he was just fronting, look at what you missed. And I'm sitting here like, there's no money in the fucking world that could ever make me miss that relationship, miss how you made me feel, miss the things that you've said. I don't give a fuck how many millions of dollars you would want to pay me to try to live that life. No, my peace, my freedom, my happiness now and everything is priceless. So there's no amount of money that you could offer me to just deal with that again. So when he started asking me questions like, hey, do you want to hang out? You could come by, you could come and play with these helicopters with me. I'm like, what the fuck do I look like being pregnant trying to hang out with you? You of all people, you're going to fuck around and hit me and something's going to happen to my child. No, I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? And I definitely am not just friends with you after everything that you've put me through. No. So we're just catching up a little bit, and I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean at all. I'm completely in a different headspace and I'm not worried about you. You no longer mean anything to me. So you saying hi doesn't piss me off. It doesn't upset me. I'm not like, oh my God, guess who hit me up? It's just, he was just saying hi, and that's how I took it. So when I told him about the baby and about, how I was happy and I'm cooking more now and everything, he's like, oh, that's cool and blah, 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 blah. So I don't know how it came up, but then he sent me a screenshot of a conversation that he had with some guy. And the guy is messaging him just man, when I found out that you like trannies, oh my gosh, I just knew that you'd be down to let me fuck with you and to just do this and do that. And I'm just like, why are you sending me this? This is weird. Why are you sending me this? And I'm pretty sure I made a comment and was like, so you're gay now or what? And he was just like, no, this guy's hitting on me. And I'm just telling you, like, there's always people that are trying to get at me or trying to be with me or whatever and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like, but I don't understand. What do you mean? Like, the guy is telling you that he said the moment he knew that you were into trannies that you would fuck with him. Like, so are you gay now or what? And he's just like, no, I told the guy, like, I finally figured out who he was, because his response to the guy's message was like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to da-da-da. If you ever say some gay shit like that to me again, I'm going to rip your fucking throat out. And like, just completely violent, like a completely violent response. So that poor guy was just like, yo, like, my bad. I'm sorry. Like, ever since you told me that you were into trannies, I just thought you'd be down. Like, I just, I really like you. And I kind of want to talk to you and stuff. And you could tell the guy was genuinely like really interested in him. And when I asked him, I'm just like, so why does he think that you're into trannies? And he's just like, oh, well, when he had confessed to me and came out to me and told me, I felt bad that he thought I was going to judge him. So I told him that I was into trannies just so he'd feel better. I was like, that's the dumbest shit that I've ever heard of. Like, yes, you could come out to me, but because I know how nervous you are, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm gay too, so that way you feel better. You know what I mean? Like, that makes absolutely no fucking sense. So I'm not going to buy that. So then I asked him again. I'm like, okay, well, why would he say that though? Why would you just say that you're into something like that if you're not? Like, why would you lie? That this person is seriously coming out to you because they feel like they can be themselves with you and tell you the truth. And all you're doing is sitting here lying to them. That's not okay. That's not a way to build trust with somebody, for sure. But on top of that, like, that just makes no sense to me. I don't know why anybody would say that. Yeah. So then that conversation, to where, like I said, is he was just still like, no, I'm not. And, oh, I was just saying it because, I wanted them to feel better and blah, 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 blah. So then I was like, okay, well, I don't think that's true. But I mean, whatever you decide to do, that's up to you. All right, gotta go, and I left it at that. So then my cousin Katie, I laughed so hard because I opened my Snapchat one day and she had sent me a picture and it was of him and like, a girl. And I was like, oh, like that looks like, is that who that is? And she goes, oh yeah. And then she tells me the freaking woman in the picture was a tranny. So it's a female with a penis. So I was like, are you serious right now? You're lying. You're fucking lying. And she goes, no, I know that girl. Like, I'm friends with her. I've hung out with her. I follow her on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, on Instagram, there's a bunch of freaking pictures of them together, all kissy face and doing all this stuff. So she gives me the Instagram and I go look and I was like, oh my gosh, no way. You could totally tell that this girl was like a dude. You could totally freaking tell. So she had plastic surgery and all that stuff. So she had boobs and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, like that's cool. Like, in my opinion, like the fact that we're not together and I no longer have feelings for you, like, I don't care what you do. But the fact that I've kind of seen the red flags and the things that would imply that this is who you are, it makes me happy that he can finally be with somebody and be himself, So if that's what he's into and he found somebody who's into him, who's like that, that's wonderful. Like, he could finally be at peace. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to hurt people. He doesn't have to say evil things. He doesn't have to do violent things because he's keeping it all inside and he can't be himself. So my understanding is the reason he hated Pelon, my gay best friend, is that he was openly gay and he was himself and he didn't care. And my ex couldn't do that. So he hated to be around somebody who could just be himself. Like me, I'm myself 24/7 because I can't be anybody else. I can't. So it was always easy for me to be myself. And then everyone around me, I let people be people. I don't care. If that's who you are, at least be honest about it and just tell me. So that way I can know how to deal with it and I can know how to deal with you, So if that's what you're into, cool. I know about it. Let you do what you do. That doesn't affect my life in any way. I don't have anything to do with what you do in your personal and sexual life. You know what I mean? So the moment it does affect me is when we're going to have a problem if you don't communicate that, period. But, so like I said, is after I seen all these pictures and everything else with the dude for 6 years, I know his fucking face. I know his little hairline and all that stuff. So I just knew it was him. So then I messaged him and I said, hey, So I found out about your little girlfriend. And he was like, what girlfriend? And I'm like, you don't have to lie, okay? Like, I know that you have a tranny girlfriend. And he's like, I don't have a tranny girlfriend. And I'm like, why are you still lying? You know what I mean? Like, why are you still lying? And so I was like, okay, look, Katie showed me this girl's Instagram. And then unless you have an identical freaking twin out there, somebody who looks exactly like you, then it's you. It's you. So you're not going to sit here and lie to me and say, oh, there's somebody that looks exactly like me out here in Colorado that's da-da-da-da-da-da. No, I'm not buying that shit, not even for a fucking dollar, okay? You for sure are on this Instagram and this is your girlfriend, okay? And the fact that my cousin knows this person, personally, she knows that it's a dude. So don't fucking sit here and play. I'm not here to talk shit to you. I'm not here to bash you. I honestly, all I'm here to do is say that I'm finally happy that you were able to be yourself. Because with me, you were evil and you were angry and you were hateful. So the fact that you can find somebody who accepts you for who you are, who loves you for who you are, and you get to be that part of yourself and they accept you is wonderful. That is beautiful. I understand what love is at this point in time. Like, I have understood what real love is. I know what real love looks like. I know what real love feels like. So the fact that you look so happy in these pictures and you can be yourself, I just wanted to let you know that I understand and I'm okay with it. And I am happy for you. Like, literally, you know what I mean? And I just feel like he was on the defense to where he thought that I was going to make fun of him or that I was going to talk shit or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not me. I'll talk shit when it's necessary. You come at me fucking sideways and I'm going to get your ass. That's it, period. But if there's no reason for it, I'm not just an ugly person. I'm not just a spiteful person. I'm not somebody that's just going to come and start treating you a certain way, because that's a reflection of me. So I started to understand that the way that people treat you is a reflection of them. Like, when you've done nothing and somebody is just mean to you, there is something going on with that person that you know nothing about. So they're lashing out at you because you're the only person that's right there. So don't take it personal. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it hurts. That's a huge pet peeve of mine, for somebody to treat me like I did something to them when I know I didn't. I hurt for a long time about it because I just didn't like being treated like that at all. And even to this day, like, I do not accept anyone treating me any less than I should be treated. Like, there's no reason there's enough ugliness in this world that we don't need to add to it. So I love huge. I love hard. I love giant, if that even makes sense. So I just love to spread it. You know what I mean? I'm all about love. There's always going to be love right here around me, period. So if you can't vibe with that, then you're not going to be vibing at all. Like, you're going to just have to go somewhere, because I don't deal with that. And, you know, finally, after he'd been, sorry, I'm going to jump back into the story. So finally, after he'd been, you know, denying, I said, okay, this is the girl's name. This is the picture of you. This is all the information that I have that I know for sure is positive and factual. And this is the person's name. So if you're going to continue to lie, then you could just fuck off, because I'm not here to just have this argument with you. I just wanted to let you know what was up and that I knew about it and that it's cool. Like, I'm happy for you. This is wonderful news, because you were horrible. You were a horrible person prior to this moment. And so, you know what he responded to me? He said, oh, that's just a stripper that I hang out with sometimes. And I was like, oh. Like, it's just a stripper that you hang out with sometimes? Then why are you guys all over Instagram just like making out? You know, I don't think that's something you would do with a stripper just for the hell of it. Because for one, the stripper has a job to do, and they're not going to sit there and just take a bunch of pictures and put themselves all over the internet with just random customers. So I didn't buy that either. So after all of this back and forth and me not buying it, I was just like, look, all right, I'm done with this conversation. I'm getting really annoyed with you. I don't even know why the fuck I'm having this conversation. All I wanted to say was just congratulations. I'm happy for you, period. And you turned it into like a defensive, like, oh my God, no. So just know that know that I'm happy for you, and know that that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. So I laughed and I'm just like, that makes sense. All of everything that I was confused about makes perfect sense now. Now I know that all the times that you lashed out at me and you were freaking out and being mean to me was because you couldn't deal with hiding who you truly were. You were not okay with living under all of these lies. You know what I mean? It was killing you. It was eating you alive. And, you know, I'm sorry that, you know, it took years of beating me up for me to realize that you were needing attention, you were needing help, you were needing somebody other than me. So I'm sorry, but I mean, I learned so much. I learned so much, and I understood everything, and it just changed my perspective on, you know, people and how people really function and how they really treat other people when, you know, they're going through stuff. So there was a lot of lessons, a lot of good, beautiful, like, blessings in disguise that happened. And I don't regret all of the things that I've learned. I definitely could have gone my life without any of those things happening, and, you know, that whole chunk of my life, like, I could definitely live without that. But it makes me who I am today, and it has definitely shaped and molded and changed the person that I am, because I didn't want to get ugly. I didn't want to be mean. I didn't want to be the same person that he was to me. I didn't want to turn into that person because I was so hurt and I was so angry. It's really easy to blame somebody else, to blame someone, to hurt other people, and to just, you know, be somebody that you're not when you don't know what to do and you don't know how other people are going to react to you when this information pops up or comes out or whatever, you know? So hi. So I just, to this day, I still trip out, and I still just can't even believe it. Moral of the story: the way somebody treats you is a reflection of themselves. Don't let somebody beating you up and hurting you emotionally and all that stuff rip you down. You're better than that. You're more than that. And 90 out of 100%, or 9 times out of 10, you're not even the issue. So just keep that in mind. You never know what people are dealing with. You never know what battles everyone is fighting on a regular basis. You don't know how much hurt somebody is carrying around, or so much pain or anger, whatever, you know what I mean? So always love, always spread the love, always be love, and just know that, you know, this too shall pass. That is the one thing that has always helped me, is this too shall pass. Nothing is going to stay like that forever. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. I'm so sorry for the background. He's having the time of his life, just throwing around my makeup brushes. I'm never going to get this done. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. My son is cracking me up over here because he's banging on everything with my makeup brushes. So it's been just loud as hell. So I'm never going to get this done if I don't just get it out now. But thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video and you would like to see some more story times, because I have wild ass shit to tell you guys, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, then please go ahead and subscribe for more videos. I'm Ash. Once again, if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in my next video. Ashton! I'll see you in my next video. Bye.